Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 high-end beauty products that I believe are 100% worth the hype. You guys know that I am very much a drugstore girl through and through, so when it comes to spending a lot of money on products, I want to make sure that they are the best of the best, and I think it's safe to say that all of these 10 products are. So first up is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This shit keeps my makeup on all day long. I have a backup of this one and I have a backup of my backup. That is how much I like it. I don't know about you guys, but my makeup kind of likes to slip and slide all over my face, but whenever I use this, which has now become every single day, it literally stays put. Like by the end of the day, my makeup looks pretty much exactly the same as when I first put it on. It is pretty expensive. It's around £20 for 118ml, but I've had this for 2 months and it's still like over half full, I'd say. And like I said, I use it pretty much every single day. Definitely check out one of your local Urban Decay counters, get them to spray a little bit of this on your face or something and see how your makeup looks at the end of the day. Just trust me, it's good. Next is something that I've been using for years. In fact, I think I started using it when it just came out, and it's the Benefit Gimme Brow. Obviously, they have repackaged everything. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If not, you have it, or if not, you've at least used it or tried it or sampled it, whatever. But if for some reason you've been living under a rock for the past few years, this is basically a tinted brow gel that adds fibres to your brows to make them look a bit more fuller, because apparently my eyebrows just aren't full enough. The wand is a massive selling point for it, purely because if you do have thinner brows and you're wanting to make them look more full, then you're not going to want to have this big massive wand that you're just going to like put all over your forehead and end up with like brown stuff all over your forehead. So it's honestly, if you haven't tried it, like I said, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, give it a go, because it's literally the best brow gel on the market. Whether you want tinted brows, whether you want natural looking brows, whatever, just give it a go, because it's honestly just, it's literally my favourite brow product. Next is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I have mine in medium brown. I also cheekily have the Freedom Brow Pomade. I have this one also in medium brown. But if you cannot get your hands on the Freedom, like I said, I've raved about this enough. They are pretty much as good as each other, only this one's like £4. This one is like 4 or 5 times the price. You do get more in the Anastasia one than you do the Freedom. The Anastasia one is 4 grams, this one is 2.5, but you really don't need a lot of this at all. I think the colour range is generally a lot better with Anastasia as well. Like, I've got a pretty universal brow shade, but in terms of like if you've got like lighter hair or if you've got maybe like more red toned hair, definitely check this out, because it's honestly so good. And if you haven't tried a brow pomade before, just do it, because it will change your brow game. Next is the NARS Creamy Concealer. I'm so sad because mine is pretty much on its last legs. Like, I'm just full on trying to get as much product out of this as I can. It's honestly so good. It's like my favourite concealer, because obviously it's quite expensive. I do go under my eyes with the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, but then I go over the top with this because the colouring is just so good. Again, they do have obviously loads and loads of different colours. I think Vanilla is also meant to be really good for highlighting under your eyes. I just really love this. I find it doesn't crease or anything like that under my eyes, and I just think the colour match is just so good for my skin tone. Definitely give it a go if you do want something to go under your eyes. I don't tend to use it on spots or anything like that, because I find it doesn't really make too much of a difference, or it doesn't like do anything that my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer doesn't do. But for under eyes, this is literally like the best. You guys know how much I love the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. First of all, it smells of chocolate. Like, it legit smells of chocolate. I recommend you go to like your local Too Faced counter or whatever and just smell it, because that alone makes me want to repurchase it. But as well as that, it's literally like the best contouring bronzer I've ever come across. It's warm enough to not look really ashy on the skin. It's cool toned enough to be able to contour with. It smells like chocolate. I can literally smell it from here. I just want to lick it. And it lasts such a long time as well. Like I said, I use this every single day. I've probably had it for like 2 years maybe. And I've hit pan, and I don't hit pan on a lot of things, so the fact that you can see the pan of this bad boy shows how much I love it. It's a pretty universal colour. It probably doesn't look like much in the pan. It probably actually looks quite light, but when you put it on, it's just this really nice like contoury, warmy, just amazing colour. I put it in the contours of my cheeks. Sometimes I'll warm my entire face up with it. I do literally everything with it. In fact, this is what I often wear on my eyes. I've got it on my eyes right now. I just buff it into the crease when I want a really quick makeup look. It's literally just something that I use all the time, and it's always, literally always in my handbag, which is why it looks a little bit beaten up and worse for wear. But yeah, it lasts a long time. Literally, like, all hail Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer, because so good. You guys know that the Rodial Glam Lash XXL Mascara is like first place for me. This probably comes in at a close second, alongside with the They're Real Mascara. The They're Real one is good if you do want something to last like for the rest of your life because that shit just does not come off. But this is really good if you just want really good mascara that you actually can take off at the end of the day, which, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I like to take off my mascara at the end of the day. The wand is like a nice curled wand, maybe you can see that, and it's just got these like plastic bristles. It's really just up my street. I love the formulation. I love how thick and black it makes my lashes. It's just honestly such a hyped up mascara, but for every good reason. And I find that people don't actually talk about this one as much as they do the They're Real. I kind of think this one's a bit better. Next, let's talk about nude sticks. So I have a bunch of different nude sticks products here. I've got everything from like the contour to the bronzer to a couple of their lip shades, and then I've also got their like eye shimmers. I love them all. I do. I really do love them all. But the lip products are honestly some of the best lip pencils I've come across. I might even put one on for you quickly. I've used this in one of my previous makeup tutorials, which I will leave a link to down below. This one is in the shade Belle. But they just feel like so moisturising on the lips. And they are like 100% matte, as you can see, but rub your lips together, they're not drying in the slightest. They're just such good lip crayons. I always forget I have them. I think it's just because they don't sort of sit with all of my other lipsticks, just purely because they are lip crayons. But they're just so good. Like, I'll show you the red one as well. And they're so pigmented, like I said, again, so creamy. You don't need a liner or anything like that. They do also come with a like sharpener that actually fits these, so you don't have to worry about, you know, when it gets down to the bottom, how the hell are you going to sharpen it. I'll also show you one of their eye pencils. This is like a coppery shade. They're honestly just so pigmented, so creamy. You can really work them into the eyes and you can really like move them around your lips, but they don't smudge off your lips, if that makes sense. Honestly, just such great products. And I think they're just not sort of, they are hyped, but they're not hyped in a sense of like, I don't know, like a MAC lipstick or something, just because they're a fairly new brand and they're a fairly interesting concept, because obviously you don't normally see like contour sticks in like pencils like this. But yeah, they're just really, really good. They are around like £20, I want to say, per stick thing, but they're literally some of the best. Like when I remember to use them, I always think to myself, wait, why am I not using them? Because they're so, so good. But yeah, definitely check them out. And if you have no idea about nude sticks, then I will leave a link to everything down below. Next is the good old beauty blender that I really wanted to hate. I remember getting one of these in like a Birchbox or something when they first came out, and I didn't use it because I thought, no way in hell is this tiny little weird egg sponge thing going to put my makeup on any better than either my hands or a brush. I have eaten my words since then. I love this so, so much. The only reason I don't love it is because sometimes it needs a wash and sometimes I just don't want to wash it. But it's honestly the best. I'm thinking about doing like a best and worst beauty blender type sponge video, so let me know if you guys do want to do that. But this is like, this is the best of the best. You can try all the other ones, you can try the Real Techniques, you can try like, I don't know, Primark or different brands, but this one always comes out on top. It's just, there's something about it, it's just very, very squishy and very, very nice to put foundation on with. They are expensive, I'm not gonna lie. They are incredibly expensive for a little sponge, but once you buy one, as long as you look after it well, you really won't need to buy another one for a really long time. I've had this one for, oh god, like a year now, and it's still very clean. There's no like issues with it being moldy or anything like that. It's not breaking in any sense. It's just, it's absolutely fine. It still does the job. Yeah, 100% recommend them. If you haven't tried them and you do want to use like a sponge or a beauty sponge or something to put on your foundation, then go straight for the beauty blender. Like, forget all the other ones, don't waste your money on all the other ones. This is literally like the best. Next is something, I don't know if it's considered high-end, but I know it's not really considered drugstore, so I'm going to put this in. It's basically a brand. I love Zoeva. Zoeva brushes are like all I use to put my makeup on, but their palettes as well. I feel like people don't know about their palettes as much as they know about their brushes. Their eyeshadow palettes are so, so incredible. Like, let me just pick up one of these shades. I don't know. Let me go in with this one. They're so, so pigmented. I have a ton of Zoeva eye palettes, and I always forget I have them because I just seem to like shy away from palettes sometimes. I am also thinking about doing a video all about like Zoeva palettes, so let me know if you guys do want me to do that. But the Zoeva palettes, like, they are just as good as the brushes. The brushes are kind of insane. They're like my most favourite things ever. And the palettes are pretty damn good as well. So definitely a lot of love for the palettes, whether it's like an eyeshadow palette, blush palette, whatever. They're all just so, so good. Next is the Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade That Glow. If I could make love to an inanimate object, I would make love to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in the shade That Glow. At £40, it does seem quite expensive. I mean, no one wants to go and shell out £40 for a powder, But it's £40 for 4 powders, so it kind of makes it a bit more reasonable, especially these two. These two are like the best highlighters I've ever come across. I actually mostly use the shade Bubbly combined with Dripping in Gold a little bit, purely because I don't want to go through Bubbly as quick as anything else. I have started to use the shade Sunburst in the corner of my eyes and on my brow bone and stuff, and I've also started to use Golden Bronze, which obviously is a bit more darker on like my body and everything. So I've started to get a lot of use out of every single colour. I could go on and on about this for hours on end, but basically it's the best highlighter I've ever come across, and you guys know I have tried a lot of highlighters in my time. If you want a new highlighter, if you want a good highlighter, just check this bad boy out. Honestly, you will not regret it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you do want to see more of me. I post every Thursdays and Sundays. Also let me know if you guys have tried any of the products that I featured in this video and what your thoughts are on them. If you guys have any video requests or anything like that, then please leave them in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to get around to doing them. But apart from that, that's it from me. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!